Okay, so here's the summary. Today I've got another Bayonetta 3 weapon slash demon guide, and it's going to be for Ignis Araneae Yo-Yo and Phantasmaranea. Okay, so the first thing is that first of all, this weapon is very, very good for range. So, basic punch string, the last hit can be extended through rapid tapping the punch button. That was without rapid tapping. And the standard kick string just kind of, it is very short range. That's the thing, is that the kicks with this weapon is its short range tool, and it can be difficult to tackle longer range enemies using those moves. And the main gimmick with this weapon is that if you hold down the punch or kick button, you can basically extend the attacks out to be longer. So if I just did regular, it only goes for a short time, but if you extend it out, you can go for more damage. And each of the hits are also multi-hit. Let's see. Some good combos include... There's that one. Let's see. Punch, punch, kick, kick. Okay. 2 punches and 3 kicks. That move is really, really good, because it has really good AoE and it hits multiple times. So that's a really good one for just crowd control and also just for, comboing. And if you are spicy with it, you can do something like that. Punch, punch, punch. Pause, kick, kick. Which is that. Send you forward. This can be a good approaching tool for singular targets, and it does hit multiple times. And if you do the punch variant, this is also a double hitter. So those are 2 good combos for, doing multi-hits. But the standard combo is just really, really good, because that has a lot of range to it. And it definitely has a lot of good benefits to it, such as multi-hit and good for 1v1. Okay. Oh. If you do punch, 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 kick, punch, you'll do that. And that's a really good tool for close range and also long range. And it also hits multiple times. Sorry if I say multiple times and multi-hit, but that's pretty much what a lot of this weapon is. There are so many attacks with it that have multi-hits, so it kind of makes sense. You can also do that as like an aerial move. Punch, kick, space punch. And if you do punch, kick, kick, that one's a really good AoE and launcher, so you can do this against multiple targets, as it will hit a bunch of times. So yeah, this weapon kind of has that whole multi-hit range type of gameplay to it, extending out the hitboxes. Let's see. For special moves, up, back punch does that. That's actually a really, really good launcher, as you can extend it out. And it also just is very smooth. And then for forward punch, you can do that. That's also a really good approaching tool. Then for back kick, it's very similar to Color My World in the sense that it's just a standard kick upwards with some extended hitboxes, and the forward kick does that. That's also a good approach tool. However, it's not really as good as the punch version since it can't be extended out. Anyways, back to forward punch. Looks like this. It looks like that. So, with that attack, you start... It has a good back hitbox, and the circle can be extended out and made bigger. So it's like good for both close range and long range at the same time. So it's a very good tool, especially for if you're struggling with a bunch of enemies at the same time and you just need something to watch your back. And for back to forward kick, it's just a standard masquerade attack. It's also a really strong approach tool, so keep that in mind. Then for circle punch, you spin around, and for circle kick, you also spin, but you have more control. So it's one of those things where with the circle punch, you kind of have to decide, okay, which is more important? Should I just do some burst damage and have it hit only 2 times? Or should I do a more controlled spin that hits multiple times but does less damage? That's kind of the choice you gotta make in that sort of regard. Then, Witch Twist is just that. Good launcher tool, especially against singular targets. And we all know that the afterburner kick looks exactly the same as most do, because that's just how it is. Then for gun, you just shoot out webs. You can charge it up to make a bigger web, and then circle gun, you'll shoot out a bunch of webs around you. But I feel like that simply is not exactly that good of a move. I mean, I'm not too sure if the Masquerade form has a hitbox, but I don't really see much of an appeal of using this move since the sheer randomness with all the shots. It's entirely possible for you to miss every single, web shot because they're kind of spaced out in a weird way. So anyways, that's the weapon. And one little cool thing about Demon Masquerade is that you can climb walls, so that's cool, I guess. There's not really a whole lot of places in the game that benefit for this, except for, the Japan arc and the China arc. So, kind of missed potential. And then for the Rage Masquerade,
ready for a hot time.
It's this, and it does not really have a whole lot of range. I've seen people, use it, and it can entirely miss if you're not close enough. So keep that in mind. Anyways, moving on to the demon, Phantasmaranea. So, first and foremost, pretty fast, and can climb on walls, just like you can It can climb on walls, just like in Demon Masquerade form. And so it's a really good demon for just maneuverability. Anyways, punch string, 2 claws. It's a 1-2 and then 1-2 and then 2 hits. So that's a really good like opener. Standard kick string, scorpion tail. That last attack is actually really good for aerial enemies. So if there is an enemy that you have trouble reaching, it can be a really good tool for, you know, hitting them, especially if you are on like a time mission. Then for, let's see, for back to forward punch, you'll catapult yourself over yonder. So, you know, let me try this direction. Okay, so so basically that's a really good approach tool because it's fast and it's just a good tool for just approaching and just a burst option. It does have some wind up, but don't let that be, you know, don't let that ruin it. Anyway, circle kick is just a large AoE tailspin, which is good for crowds and also for combos. So it definitely has some good use in a lot of situations. Then back to forward. Let's see, back to forward kick makes a little puddle of lava explode in front, which I don't really see the use for this since it only works against singular targets most of the time, and it just doesn't really have much use besides that. And then, let's see, circle punch, it just explodes. Yeah. So, and also be cautious because that move will cause the demon to have to go back into recharge mode. So it's only good as like a combo finisher if you just want that last bit of damage and you have no like other options. Then for gun, you'll send out some smaller spiders, which when they find a target, they will explode. And then for circle gun, you'll send out a bunch of them at the same time that will explode instantly. But it's kind of one of those things where it's not very practical. Sure, it's cool, but there's a lot of situations that just don't really call for that specific move. And then for special, you will shoot out a big spider web, which is a really good tool just for binding enemies so that you can, you know, line up for a really big hit. So that's definitely a good use for that. And besides that, I really don't have much left to say. You know, good weapon, pretty good combos, definitely has a lot of usage in game. If there was any other like tech that I missed or any other tips that I should have mentioned, comment down below. And with that, I'll see you all next time. Later!